Alright, family. Alright, no intro today. Alright, we'll go ahead and get it started. Alright, I want to come to you, family, on some economic news. Alright, this all ties in, but this will be a brief timeline about what's going on. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and let's get it started. Alright, a series of events have led up to something being covered up, something that's being blasted over. Alright, sorry about that. And you'll see, family, about what's really going on and why all this ties into this channel, Melanin Economic News. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it started. Alright, family, you see this? I want you to look at this this date right here, October 2nd, 2020. Alright, at 12:57 p.m. Alright, this is coming from townhall.com. Alright, breaking. President Trump and First Lady test positive for Wuhan coronavirus. Alright, we'll go down to the article. Alright, you see it's a good article right here. Alright, so this broke on the October 2nd. Alright, this is also just a few days after this article came about. This is from oversight.house.gov. Oversight.house.gov. Alright, we're reading to this a little bit, family, okay? Alright. Subcommittee holds hearing on infiltration of white supremacist views and networks in law enforcement. Alright. They cut short because they don't want to say white supremacist views and networks and local law enforcement, but in reality it's lots of white supremacist gangs. Alright. We'll read it. And this came out on September 28th. Alright. This is when it broke. Alright. Washington, D.C., September 28th on Tuesday. On Tuesday, September 29th at 10 a.m., Representative Jamie Raskins, the chairman of Subcommittee on Civil Rights and Civil Liberties, will hold a remote hearing titled Confronting Violent White Supremacy, Part 4, and White Supremacy in Blue, the infiltration of local police departments. Alright? The Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, first raised concerns about white supremacist infiltration in law enforcement in 2006. Remember who was president in 2006? That was President George Bush Jr. Alright? That was Baby Bush. Alright? Baby Bush. Not his daddy, George Herbert Walker Bush, but Baby Bush. Alright? Infiltration in law enforcement in 2006. Assessment, but there have been repeated indications that the presence of white supremacists in police departments remains a nationwide problem. Alright? We're going down here to the next article. In 2017, a study of racial attitudes found that white police officers were 9 times as likely as a white non-police citizen to think that black people are more violent than white people. In addition, multiple investigations occurring at former police officers' activity on Facebook found a pattern of engagement in violent, racist, xenophobic, misogynistic, homophobic, and bigoted content. All right. See, they add on stuff to it. All right. They always add on stuff to us. All right. But getting back to it, we had the first one. President Trump broke. All right, in October, just earlier, just a few days ago. Okay, and then a few days before that, on September 28th, Congress began hearings about white supremacist gangs in law enforcement and the police departments locally. All right, and then I want you to look at this article before this one. We'll switch over. This is out of CBSNews.com. All right, CBSNews.com. All right, we'll get up close here, family. All right, I want you to pay attention to that date. September 23rd, 2020, at 9:09 p.m. Racism has cost the U.S. 16 trillion Citigroup fines. All right? Read that again. Racism has cost the U.S. 16 trillion Citigroup fines. All right, we skip down to the article. America could have been 16 trillion richer if not for inequalities in education, housing, wages, business investment between black and white Americans over the past 20 years, new research concluded. The study, released by Citigroup, is the latest in the body of research that attempts to quantify the economic impact of systemic racism. Citigroup arrived at its 16 trillion figure, that's trillion in capital with all caps, figure after estimating that black workers have lost 113 billion in potential wages over the past 2 decades because they couldn't get a college degree. All right, housing market lost 218 billion in sales because black applicants couldn't get home loans. Read that again, family. How the housing market has lost 218 billion in sales because of black applicants couldn't get a home loans. All right, about 13 trillion in business revenue never flowed into the economy because black entrepreneurs couldn't get access to bank loans. I'll read that one again. About 13 trillion in business revenue never flowed into the economy because black entrepreneurs could not access bank loans. What's more, the U.S. could have 5 trillion in gross domestic product over the next 5 years if those gaps and others were closed today, the study indicated. So grand total, family, think about it. 113 billion, 218 billion, $13 trillion, $5 trillion. Quote unquote, family, let's round it up to, let's say that's about close to $19 trillion. A little bit over $19 trillion, round it up, go ahead and call it $20 trillion. Alright? So in total, if you could count over the next 5 years what they've been saying in this article, because it's systemic, I'm going to turn it around, family. Because of systemic racism, it's institutional systemic racism that is embedded in this nation, we black Americans have withheld 20 trillion out of the gross domestic product. Alright? That's $20 trillion that we could have dumped into the market, dumped into the U.S. economy to help pay down its debt. But because of the racism in this country that is embedded here, we have not been allowed to do it. And because of that, we're holding it. This is our economic power that they realize now. Alright? Remember the timeline, family. They wanted to keep this buried. Alright? President Trump and the First Lady got coronavirus on October 2nd. Then you had, before that, you had the hearings on September 28, 2020, the House began hearings on the white supremacist gangs and law enforcement. Alright? And then days before that is when the CBS News report broke about $16 trillion. We all know it's a little bit more. Alright? And we're reporting here on this channel, family. We hold up to $60 trillion. That is unconfirmed reports coming out, but they're unconfirmed reports. What they're reporting is that black Americans hold up to $60 trillion. This is why this is coming to a head. Alright? They wanted to bury this while everybody else has been concerned about the First Lady, President Trump and the First Lady coronavirus. They failed to see the other news that was coming out. Alright? Pay attention, family. This is what we hold. Don't get distracted by it. Yes, it sucks and it's sad. And believe me, my heart goes out to President Trump and his family. I don't wish death on anybody. But in the grand scheme of what we're trying to achieve here, family, on this channel, and on the other many fronts that we're fighting in this global white supremacy, on this economic stand front, we hold close to $60 trillion that has not been allowed to go into the U.S. economy. All right. Thank you for joining us in another edition of Melanin Comic News. All right, it's been a special edition. All right, take it easy, family. Let's get it started.